Science explorers! Today we're stepping into an ecosystem. But what exactly makes an ecosystem? An ecosystem includes living organisms and the non-living parts of their environment, all interacting with one another. And here's the important part. These living and non-living components are connected. A change in one part can affect other parts of the ecosystem. Let's start with the living parts of an ecosystem. These are called biotic components. Biotic components include plants, animals, fungi, microorganisms, and all other living organisms found in an ecosystem. These organisms interact in many ways. They may compete for resources, depend on one another, or become part of food relationships within the ecosystem. Now let's look at the other side of an ecosystem, the non-living components, which we call abiotic factors. Abiotic components include things such as sunlight, water, air, temperature, soil, rocks, and minerals. Even though these factors aren't alive, they are essential. They are essential because they provide the conditions that organisms need to survive. Now let's put the two ideas together. In a real ecosystem, biotic and abiotic components don't exist separately. For example, plants need water, sunlight, minerals from the soil, and suitable temperatures to grow. At the same time, the plants provide food and shelter for other organisms. This shows how living and non-living components work together to form a functioning ecosystem. Biotic components aren't limited to forests and fields. Let's travel underwater and see how many different living organisms make up a marine ecosystem. Corals, fish, algae, turtles, and countless microorganisms are all biotic components. Each organism has a role within the ecosystem. Different ecosystems contain different communities of organisms, but all ecosystems have living components interacting with their surroundings. Let's look more closely at abiotic factors. Sunlight is one of the most important because it provides energy for many ecosystems. Water and temperature are also important. Organisms can survive only within environmental conditions that their bodies can tolerate. And don't forget soil. It provides support, water, and minerals that many plants need to grow. An ecosystem works through constant interactions between its living and non-living components. When these relationships are stable, the ecosystem can function properly. But what happens when an abiotic factor changes? A change in water, temperature, or sunlight can affect the organisms that depend on it. That's why understanding ecosystems means looking at the whole picture. Living and non-living components are connected, and changes in one can influence many others. Science explorers, it's challenge time. I'm going to show you parts of an ecosystem, and you decide, biotic or abiotic? A crab, a living organism, biotic. Water, non-living, abiotic. Rocks, abiotic. And seaweed, biotic. Now here's the bigger question. How do these biotic and abiotic components depend on and affect one another? Let's practice. Look at each part of this ecosystem and decide whether it is biotic or abiotic. Remember, don't just name the component, explain why. Is it living or is it a non-living environmental factor? Tell me what you think. Great job! And remember, identifying the components is only the first step. Scientists also study how those components interact. Today, we discovered that an ecosystem is made up of living and non-living components that interact with one another. Biotic components are the living organisms, while abiotic components include factors such as water, sunlight, temperature, air, soil, and rocks. The most important idea is that these components are connected. When one part changes, other parts of the ecosystem can be affected. And that's our science adventure for today. Keep asking, keep exploring, and remember, science starts with you. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. See you in our next science adventure.